Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Today I'm going to make something I've never made before. This is a rag wreath. I decided to use the scarves that they sell at Dollar Tree. I used 10 scarves. I did 6 of the blue and 4 of the red because I wanted more blue than red. But you can use any kind of fabric you want for this. So you can do any color combination. You can actually do any length that you would like as well. So to cut my scarf, I'm folding it in half. And it was a little difficult to do that because it was so long. But then after I fold it in half, I'm going to fold it in half again. I tried to cut it several different ways. I tried my rotary cutter. I tried ripping. With this particular scarf, this was the easiest way for me. And the fun thing about this wreath is you can go crazy with it. You can add tons of like fabric to it, so it's really poofy. You don't have to add as much. Like I only do 2 rings, but I could easily have added more if I wanted a fluffier look. You can add so many different colors, textures, fabrics. You can use t-shirts, burlap, ribbon. This is a really fun wreath. I would not suggest hanging these outside unless it's between a door and a screen door, just because it's cloth and I would think after a while it would smell. Okay, once I finally get it folded in half and then in half again, I'm going to use my piece of cardboard that I always use to cut my ribbon. And I'm going to wrap it around. I can't remember how many I'll count. But this is a 12-inch piece of cardboard. And I did kind of tuck over the top. It's not really necessary, it just helps me know which end is what. And then I just roll it around just like I did with my ribbon. And I wasn't too concerned about everything being exactly the same size, because the fun of this wreath is that it's, rustic and has strings and tears. And I'm just going to feed my scissors through and cut. And this gives me 12-inch pieces. And I believe they come out to be 12 by 12, but I need strips. So after I cut these, I get rid of the extra pieces on the end from where I folded over. I'm going to wrap it around sideways. And I'll show you what I mean. So going across, the end of this is about 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to turn my cardboard and do the exact same thing except on a smaller scale. And just wrap it around. There are some fabrics that you can tear, so it'd probably make your life a lot easier. This fabric, for some reason, didn't want to tear for me. It may have been just the one scarf I tried. Who knows? Again, you're feeding the scissors in on either end and cutting. And don't worry about it being perfect. That's the fun of this wreath. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you do want it to be perfect, of course, you can take your time and do it right. I really like the rough edges that this gives you. And now when you lay them out, you have strips of cloth. And they're probably 12 by 3 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. And you'll go through and do that with all of the scarves. And like I said, I used 10. I didn't use all of the red, but you probably could if you didn't do the pattern that I do. I did find that I needed to cut these in half. So in the end, you need 6 by 3 inch pieces of cloth or anything that you're using. I am double knotting. It's probably not necessary. You could probably get away with just doing 1 knot. Just in case, I just went ahead and did 2. And the pattern I chose to do is 2 blue, 1 red. In the center, I tried to do 2 red and 1 blue, but I didn't have enough red, so I went back and changed it. And that's literally all that you do. You go through and tie knots with the fabric. It's super simple. You could sit in front of the TV. You could do it. I did it waiting to pick up my kids from school in the car. Very, very, very easy. And it's kind of mindless work, so you can kind of just relax and enjoy what you're doing. I like stuff like that sometimes. It's just, you don't have to think, you just do it. And you could easily fill up all 4 of these rings. I only did 2. I'm doing the outside one and the second one in from the middle. And I think it would be fun to try to find different things to make a rag wreath out of. I think something with some burlap mixed in would be really cute. Like a shabby chic wreath. Sometimes it's fun to try things that you've never done before, and I've definitely never made one of these. It kind of reminds me of the ones I make with the tablecloths or trash bags. If anyone's interested in following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Southern Wreaths More, on Facebook at Southern Wreaths, and I also have a Facebook group called Southern Wreaths and More. I would love to see any of the wreaths you've made, especially if you do any based on my videos. That would be amazing. I also have all of these links in the description below. Okay, once you go around the entire outside, then you can just go ahead and start on the center. Like I said before, you see me doing 2 red and 1 blue. I go back and change that. It's really not important what pattern you choose to use. But I did decide to do the ring that's 1 end from the middle because I felt like if I put it all the way to the center, it might have a gap in between. And I wanted this wreath to be kind of flat so it could fit in between a screen door and a regular door. And the fun thing about this is if you get extra scarves, you can always make a bow. And I don't know if you've seen those bows where they have the tails of it are just pieces of scrap like this, but really long. I think that would be so cute on this. It's like a rag bow for your rag wreath. I do the exact same thing on the inside as I did on the outside. Double knot, push it over. And I do find it easier to add the knot on one end of the ring and then push it up. You do get kind of cramped once you get to the end. You just got to make sure you keep pushing the cloth out of the way. But this is a super simple wreath. You can even have your kids do something like this. They would, probably really enjoy it, getting to make their own custom wreath. If your kids are into that. My kids don't really like to do stuff like that, but it's fun. And it's something they can work on over time. It doesn't have to be done right away. This is what it looks like when I get it all filled up, and this is what the back looks like. This is how many strips I had left of the scarf, so you could probably squeeze those in somewhere on the wreath. Like I said, you could do more in the center and make it even poofier. I do go and add a sign later, but you could leave it just as is, or you can add a bow, a sign, flowers, pretty much anything you want to add to this. I just think this turned out so great, and it's so soft and fluffy. I kept rubbing it. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and if y'all learned anything today, or if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to leave me a thumbs up. Thank you.